Jainism finds its roots in India and mostly in northeast of India, known as Uttar Pradesh, which is basically literally means North India. So yeah, it's basically founded in northeast of India and has spread all over India and pretty much all over the world now. It is one of the oldest religion known to mankind. It's more than 8,000 years old. I don't really know exactly how many years old, but it's really old. Like it's older than Hindu culture because in Hindu culture, which is more than 5,000 years old, there are texts both representing, say, Lord Rama, while going to Sri Lanka for his saving his wife from the demon Ravan. They have text mentioning that he paid his homage to Jain monks doing their practices there. So if Jain monks were there then it has to be older than that. So Jainism doesn't believe in a creator, and as a creator God, we don't have God as a defined God. But what we believe in is karma. Karma is like something what you perform. Karma is deeds that you do, both physically, mentally, and consciously. So karma is what governs what our fate of the soul will be. We believe in soul. So soul, we take birth, we believe in rebirth. I can turn into a plant in my next birth, and I can turn into a human again, or I can be a cockroach also, depending on what I do in this life. So everything depends on karma, and so we always believe that the universe has always existed before me and before anyone of us was here, and it will exist even after we are gone. So we don't believe that we need a creator to create a universe, and so there is no God as such. So again, if there is no God, we don't need heaven also. But there is something what we call as, we believe in three worlds: the upper world, the middle world, and the lower world, which kind of resembles heaven, earth, and hell, but not exactly like that. So again, depending on my deeds, if I do a lot of good deeds and good karma, there are different types of karmas. There are 8 different types of karmas, 4 relating to my body as this human body, and 4 relating to my soul. And depending on how well I perform on those karmas, well, ultimate goal of Jainism is to get rid of this karma cycle, to get out of this karma cycle, which is liberation or moksha as we say it. So there are only 24 known souls that have managed to achieve liberation, and that we know that are known as Tirthankars, or the ideal souls for us. And the last one of them is Lord Mahavira, that pretty much everyone knows now. But so basically, he managed to get rid of all his 8 different karmas and the sins associated with those karmas. And if there are other people who cannot really achieve all 8 but could do the good 4 of the soul, and they go to the upper world, which is kind of heaven, and not exactly heaven. There's no great things that you'll achieve there, like, oh, there will be unlimited food or unlimited people out there to have fun. It's not that. It's just that it's a better place to be in than earth, where the chances of you making sins are less compared to earth. And then there is the lower world, where you have done a lot of bad deeds and not followed your karma right, and you go to the lower world where you'll face more punishments and you'll do more wrong things and stuff like that. So it's mostly what we do is we try to follow the 24 Tirthankars that I mentioned, the 24 ideal souls, and they have preached us the way to achieve liberations. And those are written called as agams, and we try to follow agam and try to follow the path of those 24 Tirthankars and try to reach salvation. Basically, it's always your soul and your body is what you care about. We don't really need somebody to preach us, but again, we follow the best, and that's what we do. But there are people who are better than us. Like, I am in the social world. I'm still bound by my bodily needs, my family, my money, my stuff. That's kind of a karma also. But then there are our monks and nuns who have renounced all these earthly needs and tried to follow the liberation path, and we follow them. Whenever we have doubt, we go to them and ask questions like, okay, in my situation, what I should do next and stuff like that. So monks and nuns is whom we follow. So Jainism is based mainly on three principles. First is ahimsa, or non-violence, and non-violence towards all the species. Like we define in basically 5 species: one with 1 senses, 2 senses, so on, and 5 species and 5 senses. So 5 senses would be humans and mammals, and 1 sense might be anaerobic bacteria and stuff. So we don't want to hurt, kill, or harm any of those species as much as possible to the best of my capacities. And that's ahimsa. The next is anekantvad, or it's known as non-absolution. It's like what Jainism says is the only truth is not right, or what Christianity says is the complete truth is not right. It tells us to be open to every opinion, every faith, and every possible thinking out there, because everyone is right from their perspective. That's how we are taught to think of things. And this is best explained in us by an example of an elephant and 10 blind men. Basically, 10 blindfolded people. You send 10 blindfolded people towards the animal in a room, elephant in the room. One guy would touch his feet and would say, oh, he's a pillar, he's a giant animal. One guy would touch the tail. Oh, it's a very thin tail, he's like a cow or a small animal. Somebody would touch his trunk and say, oh, it has such a huge trunk and it's something else. And so everyone is correct from their perspective, but nobody has an absolute truth. And that's how we see it also. Like everyone has some truth and we have to be open to everyone. That's non-absolution. And the last is aparigraha, or non-preserving kind of a mentality, where you should be not greedy about things. You shouldn't store things. Like if I can live on 2 pair of clothes, I shouldn't buy the 3rd pair. And if I can live only eating once a day, I shouldn't eat twice a day, and things like that. And non-waste, that includes non-waste also. So for example, if I'm eating a watermelon, I waste more stuff eating a watermelon than I eat. I only eat the red part, I throw. First of all, watermelon is a life also, because each seed corresponds to 1 life. I'm killing as many seeds I'm throwing away. So that's bad. And secondly, I'm going to throw away the shell out, which is a major part of the watermelon. So I'm eating a very small portion of watermelon and throwing more away, which is not right. So we don't eat watermelon. We shouldn't eat, at least. Again, it's more up on the soul. We believe in the soul and soul's karma. So it's same for men and women. We both should try and achieve salvation and try to do the right deeds in karma. So nothing specific like men must do this or women must do this. The soul must do this. Like I almost explained, the non-absolution part. We are open to every religion. We are open to their thinking. We are open to their beliefs and accepting things from them in our religion as well. It is one of the most difficult religions to follow in my personal thinking, because, for example, I'm not supposed to eat potatoes, onions, meat, of course meat. So even potatoes and onions, and anything that grows under the ground, because anything that grows under the ground, first of all, is classified as a root. A root is more important to a plant than the fruits and the leaves. So root gives the grounds for the plant to grow. And if you take the root away, then you are pretty much killing the entire plant. So we are not supposed to eat that. And also a lot of microorganisms rely on those roots. So by taking away those roots, I'm taking away food of other living organisms also. So we are not supposed to eat that. We are not supposed to eat meat, of course. And anything like watermelon, I said, that has more waste. So the amount that we can eat is very small and very little. Then we are supposed to fast as much as we can. Not aparigraha. Aparigraha also gives us a lot of limitations on how we can live in this today's world. So it makes it really difficult to follow really truthfully Jainism. I don't do it. I know I am not a very good Jain. I eat potato, I eat onion, but I don't eat meat. So at least I try my best to do what I can. But the good thing in Jainism is, yeah, you can apologize for your mistake. I mean, you do mistakes knowingly and you do mistakes unknowingly. The ones you do knowingly, you can at least be sorry for what you're doing, because if I'm in US and if I stop eating potato and onions, there will be pretty much nothing left for me to eat as a vegetarian. So I have no option at this point but to eat it. But I'm always sorry for doing what I'm doing. So as long as I'm sorry, it's not okay, but at least it's acceptable. Jainism is a good way of, it teaches the way of life to me actually, to think of it. I mean, it teaches to be a good human. If I just follow the non-violence part, I'll be a good human in general also. So I think it's a good way of living life.